This has been an eventful week for both show news and for the community of the Wheel of Time. There have been a number of new casting announcements, including a fan favorite, and that casting has me considering an interesting theory. We've also got WoT Idol to discuss, and what I think might be a new Wheel of Time anthem for the fandom, as well as JordanCon coming this week, and we'll be talking about coverage and how you can enjoy it even if you won't be in attendance. All of that and more on this week's weekly Wheel of Time news. Today's video will carry a spoiler rating of red with major spoilers all the way through The Dragon Reborn. There is some news that covers characters and topics through the third book of the series. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch. You've been warned. Now, before getting into the news, make sure to smash the like button and also make sure you're subscribed to the channel by punching that subscribe button. That greatly helps the channel out, and if you enjoy my news coverage of the Wheel of Time and lore videos around the book series as well, make sure to subscribe to get more content. All right, let's kick off the Wheel of Time news with some casting announcements. Now let's start with the announcement of Katie Leung joining the cast of Season 2. Katie is an alum of the Harry Potter franchise where she played Cho Chang, Harry Potter's very first love interest. She is a 34-year-old Scottish actress who is best known for her part in Harry Potter, but she's also got quite a few other credits to her name. So, who is she set to play in the Wheel of Time? Well, that is the interesting part. WoTSeries.com is reporting that Katie is set to play a character named Yasica. Now, before you go off and say, that's not a character from the book, it actually is, albeit just a mention. Yasica Kalech, if I'm saying that right, was an Aes Sedai of the Brown Aja and an ancient scholar. Now, she is quoted by Egwene to say, "So long as we do not depend on facts entirely, incomplete knowledge is better than complete arrogance." So the character is actually a creation of Brandon Sanderson and is based on the name of a real-life fan who won a charity contest before the book's release. So all of that being said, how is Yasica going to factor into the show? Well, that is kind of hard to say. This was done in the first season with the character of Karine Nagashi. Now, Karine was a character from New Spring who made an appearance in the show because she had a role to play and then she ended up dying. So they had her do something and then killed her off because she was a character, but she wasn't. It's clear that the show doesn't like to fully fabricate characters from nothing, although they did that with Steppen. If I had my guess, I would say that Yasica will be playing an Aes Sedai, perhaps an Aes Sedai captured by the Seanchan. Now, I don't know what locations she's filmed at, so that makes speculation difficult, but I would assume that she has a part that there's to perform a task that she doesn't need used again in Season 3 and beyond, and since they can kill her off. That's just my guess. The other major casting announcement is for a character that we all know and one that many fans missed in Season 1 of the show. And that character is, of course, Bayle Domon. Now, WoTSeries.com is reporting that actor Julian Lewis-Jones will be playing the role of Bayle Domon in Season 2 of the show. Now, Jones is a Welsh actor who is best known for his roles in the movies Invictus, The Eagle, and Justice League. Now, the fact that he's Welsh has got to help with that pirate accent, hopefully. But let's first talk a little bit about Bayle Domon. Bayle Domon's role in the first book was obviously cut for the first season, as they didn't have the spray, they didn't have Whitebridge, no Matt, Rand, and Tom fleeing down the river, but Bayle Domon arguably plays a bigger role in Book 2 of the series, as he is captured by the Seanchan sailing towards Falma, and he has one of the seals to the Dark One's prison in his possession. He offers to help Nynaeve, Min, and Elaine and Egwene escape the Seanchan captivity, but he ends up not needing to do that. In Falma is also where he meets Egianin, a major character going forward. So what do I expect to happen with Bayle Domon in Season 2? Well, I think most of his regular Book 2 plotline is going to happen. I think that he'll be captured by the Seanchan, I think he'll play a role with the Wonder Girls, and I think he'll meet Egianin. But outside of that, there's an interesting theory that may or may not happen. So let me tell you where this comes from. First of all, WoT Series reported that Jones was seen filming in Prague and in Morocco. So he filmed on the soundstage in Prague and then he also filmed in Morocco, which leads me to believe that he'll be a part of multiple sets. So in the past few weeks, you've heard me speculating about how they might combine or reconcile the endings to Book 2 and Book 3, and it has been speculated that Season 2 is going to be an amalgamation of both of those books. So the theory is this: what if Bayle Domon gives the crew a way to get to Tyr? So let me give a hypothetical here about how this could happen. What if Rand gets sucked through a gateway while fighting Ishamael in the sky and ends up fighting him in Tyr, where he finishes that fight? Moiraine recognizes the Hall of the Stone before the gateway closes, and then Bayle Domon provides passage for Moiraine and Egwene and Nynaeve and gets the whole crew all the way to Tyr. Again, I know it's a stretch, but if he was seen filming in multiple locations, it's certainly a thought. What role do you think Bayle Domon will play in season 2 of the show? Let me know in the comments of the video. Now, before we move further, let me take a quick moment and thank the sponsor of this video, Audible.com. Audible is the world's largest supplier of audiobooks. They literally have anything you want to find. I frequently use Audible for leadership and self-development books, as well as business books, and of course, listening to The Wheel of Time. If you have never tried audiobooks before, I have a great way for you to check them out. Audible is giving my viewers a free audiobook that they can keep without any commitment. Just head to www.audibletrial.com/Nae'Blis, sign up for the free trial. They're going to give you a free audiobook that you can keep whether or not you choose to keep the service. Pick up Eye of the World. It's worth it. Always a good time for a reread. And Michael Kramer and Kate Redding are amazing as the audiobook readers for The Wheel of Time. If you do decide to keep the service, you're going to get an audiobook every single month for a low monthly fee. So it's worth it anyway if you like audiobooks. So thank you to Audible again for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to the news. So as I've been mentioning the past few weeks, one of my favorite events for the fandom is the WoT Song Parody Challenge that's hosted by the Dusty Wheel, Unraveling the Pattern, and WoT Up. The entire challenge happened last week, and I have to say the entries were amazing. They completely eclipsed the first challenge. I didn't think that was possible, but it happened. There were some truly incredible ones, and we'll walk away with some new inside jokes, a ton of fun, and now what I think is a new anthem. There were many amazing entries. There's going to be an article up on thegreatblight.com at some point here in the near future, breaking down 10 of them with links that you can catch to watch the best of them. But here, I want to call attention to the clear winner of the challenge and what I think will be the new anthem for the Wheel of Time fandom. Joel Henley submitted an entry titled Turning of the Wheel, set to the tune of American Pie. And while there were many great entries and some truly tear-inducing funny parodies that made me laugh out loud, this song just struck a chord with everybody who heard it. It won the challenge for sure, but it also represents the fandom in my opinion. I'm going to play a clip from the song here, if only so that you love what you hear at the very beginning, and then you immediately after this video is over, go watch that video in its entirely on his channel. I will have that linked in the description of this video, but here you go.
In an age long ago, but also one that's yet to come, called the first age by some, I was just some husky kid with awkward peach fuzz on my chin, trying to make my little way through middle school. Those years, they weren't the smoothest. Library nerds just weren't the coolest. So often you might find me in a section labeled fantasy, and I'd teleport to other worlds where I'd save the day and I'd get the girl. And that's where I first picked up Eye of the World, the day I started Wheel of Time. And I was singing while I'm reading Wheel of Time. Yeah, this giant stack of paperbacks is blowing my mind. I'm a fantasy nerd, there's just no way to deny. And at the end I'll probably read one more time. At the end I'll probably read one more time.
See, you need to go listen, and honestly, the way it ends, it's even better. It's amazing. Congratulations to Joel for winning, but also congratulations to everybody who submitted an entry. There is a playlist on the Dusty Wheel where you can listen to all of the entries if you wish, or just watch the live streams, all 3 of them up on the Dusty Wheel channel. So with one amazing community event behind us, it's time for the biggest community event of the year for the Wheel of Time fandom, and that is JordanCon. JordanCon starts here in just a few days in Atlanta, Georgia, and more than 1,000 Wheel of Time and fantasy fans are going to descend upon that hotel and have some fun and nerd out. There are going to be a ton of amazing Wheel of Time focused panels, live recordings of your favorite podcasts, and tons of hanging out on the couches in the lobby, talking Wheel of Time, drinking adult beverages, and just overall having fun with friends. So what happens if you can't attend? Well, there's going to be plenty of coverage of the event so you can feel like you're a part of the action. Here's a couple things that you can do. Number 1, look for videos on my channel and follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be vlogging the entire event from my trip there to all the times at the con. I'll be doing interviews with fans, people that organize the convention, and other content creators. I'll also be recording some panels, so you'll have plenty of content from me to experience the convention. I will also be staying quite active on Twitter, so you can follow along with events, and I'll probably post some videos there too. Another thing that you can do is follow your favorite podcasters. Most of the major podcasters that are focused on the Wheel of Time will be in attendance as far as I'm aware, and most of them will be doing some type of content or live recording. I know my podcast, Tarval On After Dark, will be recording our show live at the event. Number 3, pay attention to Twitter and Discord. I know this is kind of a repeat, but there's going to be plenty of stuff posted from other creators, members of the Twitter of Time community, as well as many of the Discord communities out there. You can be a part of the action just by following along there with what is happening. And lastly, you can see about getting yourself there next year, or to one of the Wheel of Time focused conventions that happen later this year, like ValkyrieCon or WoTCon. These conventions are so much fun. It's one of the best experiences for somebody who may or may not have people in their home life that they can talk about the book series with. So that's it for the news this week. There's going to be no contest because the JordanCon will be back with a new contest next news video. But make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to be updated when I release new Wheel of Time content. I've got a ton of stuff on the channel. Make sure to follow so you don't miss anything. I want to thank my patrons for your support. Without you, I would not be doing what I'm doing. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you want to support the channel and the content, please consider checking out the Patreon link in the description of the video. Proceeds go to paying for sites like thegreatblight.com and our staff writers there. Thank you to all who support. Lastly, check out one of these videos right here that you might like. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out.